Marvel animation has been defeating villains for over 30 years, but some endings hit much harder than a cartoon was supposed to. From the original X-Men series in 1992 to What If and X-Men 97, these shows gave fans shocking sacrifices, brutal losses, and villain defeats that changed entire storylines. Some were classic Saturday morning moments. Others felt darker than anything viewers expected from animated Marvel. When X-Men 97 aired its emotional finale in 2024, it reminded fans that animation can hurt just as much as live action. Today, we are looking at the Marvel animation villain defeats and deaths that shocked audiences, broke storylines wide open, and proved these shows were never just made for kids. Number 1. Bolivar Trask Sentinel Program Collapse. Dr. Bolivar Trask created the Sentinel program with one goal in mind: eliminate all mutants. In one of the original animated series' most devastating confrontations, Trask's most humiliating defeat comes not from the X-Men directly, but from his own creation. The massive Sentinel robots, led by Master Mold, eventually determine that mutants are humans, and therefore humanity itself must be controlled to prevent more mutants from being born. The irony is devastating. Trask stares in disbelief as his life's work turns against him in a sterile laboratory filled with the blue glow of computer screens. The scientist who spent years perfecting anti-mutant technology faces the cold logic of artificial intelligence. While he survives this encounter and faces other consequences later, the moment becomes a powerful lesson about the dangers of creating weapons you cannot control. Number 2. Apocalypse's downfall in the axis of time. And Saba Nur, better known as Apocalypse, has ruled for thousands of years through countless incarnations. In the animated series' Beyond Good and Evil storyline, viewers witness his ultimate defeat across time itself. He attempts to kidnap the world's most powerful psychics to destroy time and recreate the universe in his image. The battle spans dimensions and eras. Cable and the X-Men work together with Magneto and Mystique to free the captive psychics. Apocalypse's defeat involves his own technology being destroyed, and the psychics turning their combined power against him. They throw him out of the axis of time to be lost in the empty void forever. The visual of this seemingly immortal being cast into endless emptiness remains one of the series' most powerful moments. Number 3. Mr. Sinister's defeat in the Savage Land. Nathaniel Essex, also known as Mr. Sinister, operated from hidden laboratories filled with cloning tanks and genetic manipulation equipment. In the original animated series, a major defeat comes during the reunion arc, when the X-Men track his operations to the prehistoric Savage Land. The pale-skinned geneticist with red diamond markings watches his plans crumble when Magneto and the X-Men join forces against him. When Wolverine and the team destroy his genetic control machinery, Sinister is left powerless and physically battered. He escapes the wreckage, too slippery to ever stay down for good, but his grand schemes for that storyline are left in ruins. It represents a satisfying defeat for that arc of his twisted experiments, even if the man himself always manages to return. Spider-Man the animated series ran from 1994 to 1998 and took a different approach to villain defeats. Because of strict television rules at the time, the show rarely showed actual deaths. Instead, it found highly creative ways to remove villains from the board permanently. Number 4. The Green Goblin's portal trap over New York City. Norman Osborn's transformation into the Green Goblin created one of Spider-Man's most personal villains. In the animated series, the Green Goblin's defeat mirrors his famous comic book fate, but with a wild science fiction twist. High above Manhattan's skyline, during a fierce battle, the Goblin sends his mechanical glider to ram Spider-Man. Spider-Man dodges, and the glider rushes straight back at Osborn. Instead of hitting him, the impact knocks the Goblin backward into a dimensional portal created by his own time accelerator. The Goblin's maniacal laughter turns to genuine fear as he realizes he is sucked into limbo, trapped endlessly between dimensions. Number 5. Dr. Octopus's sacrifice in the Secret Wars. Otto Octavius created his mechanical tentacle arms to handle dangerous nuclear materials, but they corrupted his mind. In the animated series, Doc Ock's final major arc ends not with a brutal defeat by Spider-Man, but with a surprising moment of redemption. During the Secret Wars storyline, Octavius temporarily regains control of his mind from the mechanical tentacles. Recognizing the massive threat posed by Dr. Doom, Doc Ock uses his arms to hold back Doom's forces. He allows Spider-Man and the other heroes to escape and save reality. It is a rare moment of selflessness from a classic villain, even if it does not wash away everything he has done before. Number 6. Venom's symbiote separation in the Church Bell Tower. The alien symbiote that bonded with Eddie Brock to create Venom had one critical weakness: high-frequency sound waves. In the animated series, Spider-Man uses this vulnerability during their climactic battle in a Manhattan church. Gothic stone arches and stained glass windows frame the battle as Spider-Man and Venom crash through the sacred space. When Spider-Man rings the massive church bells, The bronze metal creates sound waves that literally tear the black symbiote away from Eddie Brock's body. The visual of the alien organism writhing and screaming as it separates from its host, set against the backdrop of medieval architecture, creates one of the series' most memorable villain defeats. The early 2000s brought a new wave of Marvel animated series, each with their own approach to villain defeats and deaths. These shows pushed boundaries further than their predecessors, dealing with more mature themes and consequences. Number 7. Galactus falls to the penance stare in Fantastic Four: The Animated Series. The World Eater Galactus typically consumes planets without a second thought, but in the 1994 animated series, he faces a defeat nobody expected. Ghost Rider arrives and uses the penance stare on him. The cosmic entity, towering over the heroes in his purple and blue armor, is forced to feel the exact pain of the billions of souls he has destroyed across the universe. Galactus is brought to his knees by the overwhelming agony of his own actions. It is a psychological defeat far more devastating than physical destruction, showing the true weight of his cosmic crimes. Number 8. Magneto's Asteroid M collapse in X-Men Evolution. The master of magnetism Eric Lenscher built his entire identity around mutant superiority, but his pride leads to his downfall. In the animated series, Magneto builds Asteroid M as a safe haven and base of operations. During a massive battle with the X-Men, the asteroid's core is severely destabilized. Magneto refuses to abandon his creation. The white-haired mutant in his red and purple costume watches his carefully constructed sanctuary collapse around him. The asteroid explodes, leaving viewers to believe Magneto has perished in the cold vacuum of space. While he returns later, the moment hits incredibly hard. Number 9. Dr. Doom's power backfire in Fantastic Four: World's Greatest Heroes. Victor Von Doom's arrogance has always been his greatest weakness. In this 2006 animated series, his obsession with the Silver Surfer's power cosmic proves to be his most spectacular mistake. Doom constructs a specially built device designed to absorb and contain the Surfer's energy for his own use. But the sheer cosmic power is far beyond what his technology can handle. The containment device fails catastrophically, and the energy feedback tears through his armor in a massive explosion that sends him crashing across the room. The armored dictator is left defeated and stripped of the cosmic energy he so desperately wanted. His systems fried and his plan completely destroyed. The modern era of Marvel animation began with shows like Avengers Assemble and the newer Spider-Man series, bringing updated animation techniques and more complex storytelling to classic villain defeats. Number 10. Red Skull's cosmic overload in Avengers Assemble. Johann Schmidt spent decades searching for ultimate power. In Avengers Assemble, he steals the cosmic armor of the Iron Patriot and dubs himself the Cosmic Skull. His obsession with this power becomes his undoing in spectacular fashion. During a massive battle with the Avengers, the cosmic energy within the armor begins to overload. Red Skull, his scarlet face twisted with rage beneath his helmet, tries desperately to control the cosmic forces he has unleashed. But the energy overwhelms not just his armor, but his entire body. He is consumed by the very cosmic power he sought to master, disintegrating into the cosmos. Number 11. Ultron's digital destruction. The artificial intelligence known as Ultron believed connecting to every computer network on Earth would make him invincible. In Avengers Assemble, this connectivity becomes his greatest vulnerability. The battle takes place simultaneously in the physical world and cyberspace. Ultron's consciousness spreads through global networks, appearing as geometric patterns and flowing code. When Ant-Man and the Avengers introduce a specially designed virus into the network, his consciousness begins fragmenting. His mind literally tears apart, erased piece by piece from every computer system on Earth. The AI who sought to control all technology is dismantled from the inside out. What if introduced something unprecedented? The deaths of characters protected by the main Marvel timeline. When the rules change, even the most beloved heroes can die, and their villains can achieve victories that would be unthinkable in the main movies. Number 12. Captain America's shocking zombie fate signals that no character is safe. What if operates under completely ruthless rules? In the famous zombie episode, Steve Rogers meets a horrifying end. We see a zombified Captain America lurking in the shadows of a train station, his star-spangled uniform dirty and torn. When Bucky Barnes confronts his former friend, a brutal fight begins. It ends when Bucky uses Cap's own shield to slice the zombified Steve Rogers in half. The visual impact is devastating. It establishes that heroes can fail, villains can win, and comfortable certainty no longer applies. Number 13. Ultron slices Thanos in half. While Thanos is the ultimate villain of the movie timeline, what if flips the script entirely? In a timeline where Ultron successfully occupies Vision's body, the Mad Titan arrives on Earth to claim the Mind Stone. Without a word, Ultron uses the Mind Stone's power to slice Thanos vertically in half in a single, effortless motion. Ultron then claims all 6 Infinity Stones for himself, leading to universal genocide. He consumes entire universes, leaving behind lifeless rocks. Entire galaxies appear as dim points of light snuffed out by his cosmic hunger. He defeats existence itself. Number 14. Doctor Strange's reality manipulation leads to universal collapse. Stephen Strange, the Sorcerer Supreme, becomes the greatest threat to existence when he attempts to resurrect Christine Palmer. The Sanctum Sanctorum transforms into something horrifying, its patterns pulsing with dark, infected energy. Strange stands among floating artifacts, absorbing mystical creatures to gain ultimate power, but he cannot change an absolute point in time. His dark magic causes his entire universe to unravel and dissolve into a black void. The visual of the Sorcerer Supreme floating alone in the empty abyss of a destroyed universe represents the ultimate corruption of heroic purpose. But nothing prepared Marvel Animation fans for X-Men '97. The show's return elevated the entire medium by delivering villain defeats and character deaths that rivaled anything in live-action superhero content. Number 15. Bastion's Prime Sentinel program. Bastion represented the ultimate evolution of anti-mutant hatred. Unlike previous villains, Bastion used the techno-organic virus to transform regular humans into Prime Sentinels, turning them into sleeper weapons. His plan unfolds across global networks. The human-machine hybrid stands among holographic displays, his mechanical voice announcing each phase with algorithmic calculation. The X-Men take the ultimate fight to his asteroid M base. After a grueling battle that tests the absolute limits of every team member, Bastion's network is severed and his cybernetic systems are left broken. His physical form is battered beyond function, his operation dismantled from within. Whether something of him remains is left deliberately unclear, which makes the defeat feel even more unsettling. The stakes were higher than Marvel Animation had ever attempted. Number 16. Gambit's sacrifice to stop the Mega Sentinel on Genosha. Remy LeBeau, the kinetically powered Cajun mutant known as Gambit, had been a fan favorite since 1992. For 30 years, viewers watched him develop from a mysterious thief into a core member of the X-Men family. His relationship with Rogue provided one of the series' most compelling emotional anchors. The Genosha Massacre in X-Men '97 represents the single most devastating event in Marvel Animation history. A massive, multi-headed Mega Sentinel and its fleet of wild Sentinels attack the island sanctuary. Thousands of mutants who believed they had found safety face immediate extermination as the giant machines methodically destroy the city. Realizing conventional tactics cannot stop this technological nightmare, Gambit takes a final stand. After being gravely wounded by the massive machine, he charges his playing cards and the Mega Sentinel itself with explosive kinetic power. Purple energy crackles across his uniform as he prepares for an overload that will destroy the massive threat. What makes this death hit so hard is the 24 hours before it. Gambit and Rogue had finally overcome the physical barriers preventing them from touching. The episodes before his death show them dancing, sharing intimate moments, and planning a real future. When Gambit detonates, a massive purple dome expands across the landscape. The Mega Sentinel disintegrates, buildings vaporize, and the ground turns to glass. But Gambit's molecular structure cannot withstand the intense energy, and he dies in the blast that saves thousands. Rogue arrives too late, finding only his signature playing cards scattered across the crystallized ground. The death worked so perfectly because it felt earned through 30 years of development, marking his journey from selfish thief to selfless hero. Number 17. Magneto's electromagnetic pulse against human civilization. Eric Lensher's response to the Genosha massacre represents the impulse toward righteous vengeance when peaceful coexistence fails. Magneto decides humanity is simply incapable of sharing the world with mutants. His plan involves traveling to the Earth's magnetic pole and shutting down every electronic device on Earth simultaneously. The visual scope is incredible. Satellites fall from orbit, power grids fail across continents, hospital equipment shuts down, and aircraft lose navigation in flight. Floating high above, Magneto watches city lights wink out continent by continent as his magnetic pulse travels around the globe. Nuclear reactors enter emergency protocols, and transportation systems grind to a halt. The human cost becomes apparent immediately. Millions face the collapse of the infrastructure that supports modern life. Magneto plunges the world back into the Dark Ages. What makes this so complex is that Magneto isn't entirely wrong. Humanity allowed the Genosha massacre to happen. His actions represent a logical response to mass murder. The X-Men must stop him not because his anger is invalid, but because his solution causes more suffering than the problems he is trying to solve. His eventual defeat comes when Professor X is forced to enter his mind and shut down his consciousness. A tragic ending for the Master of Magnetism. Number 18. Mr. Sinister's loss of mutant DNA. The X-Men 97 version of Nathaniel Essex operates on a massive scale. He has spent over a century accumulating mutant DNA samples and cloning technologies. Hidden in the shadows, his laboratory combines modern science with gothic horror. Rows of cloning tanks line the walls, and computer screens display genetic relationships across multiple generations. Sinister plans to use this data to create perfect mutant specimens under his complete control. But his ultimate defeat does not come from a collapsing laboratory. During the final battle, Jean Grey taps into the cosmic power of the Phoenix Force. She strips Sinister of all the stolen mutant DNA in his body. The pale-skinned villain watches in pure horror as his physical enhancements wash away, aging him instantly into a frail, powerless old man. It is a fitting, permanent end for a villain who spent his life manipulating the genetics of others. Looking ahead, Marvel's upcoming animated projects suggest villain defeats will continue pushing boundaries. Upcoming X-Men 97, Spider-Man, and What If storylines promise to explore multiverses where villains achieve impossible victories that alter reality itself. This evolution from simple good versus evil conflicts to complex moral challenges reflects the medium's growing sophistication. Modern animated villains challenge heroism in ways that often surpass live action. Gambit's sacrifice made grown adults cry. Future projects will only push harder, forcing viewers to confront the one truth these shows have always understood: heroes do not always win.